Hey everybody, welcome back to the 6th round post-fight show with me, Zane Simon, and my co-host, as always, Eddie Mercado. People asking, oh,
Hey.
is Eddie late here? No, he's not
Oh,
late.
wait a minute,
We're
wait a
just
minute, wait a minute.
what?
There we go.
You had your
I had to mute my stuff, yeah.
okay.
I'm new to this. This is my first time.
Yeah. Eddie's not late. We just had to catch up because we haven't talked in like a month and a half now with the UFC
Yeah.
being off. So yeah, we're coming to y'all just from the end of UFC 324. Went down at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, and a pretty hot start for the UFC on Paramount, including in terms of main event action. A pretty poor start in terms of card production.
Yeah, a lot of wonkiness.
A
First
lot
two
of wonky.
cards, they announced the wrong fighter.
Yeah,
Second card pissed me off because the audio was like 7 seconds ahead of the video, and it kind of
yeah.
ruined the fight for me because it's just like a spoiler the whole time.
I was
Like,
getting lag all night on the app on my
yeah.
TV. And then they were like pumping crowd noise through while doing promos, and they've got a bunch of AI music in for all the incidental music that's all new and all that kind of stuff. And then the thing is, it started an hour earlier. Great. We should be so lucky to get pay-per-view starting an hour earlier.
Mhm.
But now that it's not pay-per-view,
We
it's
get
chock
commercials.
full of ads, and they are running 50. The main card ran 50% slower than a normal main fight card.
Yeah, the
So
pacing was trash. But
really
I'm Central
slow.
Time now, so, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and you
not
don't
even
care.
midnight here.
Yeah, that's right. It's not even 10 p.m. here where I am. So, um, but yeah, so it was an awkward night. End of the card was strong. Unfortunately, I got to say, the next few cards do not look that great. We were just talking about it. You got one coming up in Houston that
Yeah,
it's
that
not.
I'm begrudgingly going to.
Yeah,
Being dragged to it.
and the next week's pay-per-view in Australia being it's like, oh, Volkanovski Lopez too. Okay, that could be pretty fun. And then
Well, like, the card looks fun. It looks like it's gonna be bangers. On
yeah, it just
paper, it's
doesn't look
bangers.
like a. It doesn't. Let me put it this way: I'm glad that they're not asking people to pay for this stuff anymore. That's no longer how we have to mark these.
True. I wonder if that's gonna change our ranking system, like how we rank these
It
fights.
might. It might. All right. Well, let's get into this because we just came from Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett, and
Fight of the year candidate already.
yeah, right,
First
right.
show in.
Fight of the year, clearly. Uh, and I got to say, I mean, on the one hand, I feel very vindicated. I was way going hard against the betting line and picked Gaethje going into this one,
I did not.
and
I fumbled.
I've been saying all along, like, Patty is just not that good. He's just not. Like, he he defense. I was looking at this for like the Vivi going in. He has he defends 42% of strikes that are thrown at him. Like, at an elite level, anything down below 60% is getting like already like, oh, that's off. That's not great for an elite fighter. So
I don't wait. Well, hold on. We can't say Patty's not elite. That's crazy talk.
I'm not saying he's not elite. I'm saying his defense is maybe the worst defense that any elite fighter has out there. It is notably abysmal for somebody in his position. And at some point that has to be a factor. That you can't be the worst defensive fighter in all of MMA at the elite levels and just win all the time. Like, it can't happen.
Gaethje's kind of does it, to be honest with you.
Gaethje's defense is 10% better than Patty's.
But
Like,
still, that's
no, I mean, Gaethje, like, I'm not saying that you can't be a complete defensive mess. I'm just saying that you are going to pay for it. Gaethje's paid for it too.
if you're gonna well, at
You know,
least Patty has the chin and the
he
toughness.
he does. I mean, the thing that makes him clearly at this point, I got to say, it's like I feel vindicated on the one hand. It's like Gaethje at some point, Patty can't keep winning like this. He can't absorb literally every strike that's thrown at him, and Justin Gaethje hits hard enough for that to matter. At the same time, I mean, Patty proved he is not only as insanely durable as anybody in this sport ever has been, but he is absolutely undeterrable. Like,
Mhm.
you cannot make him blink at all. You cannot make him take his eyes off of you, stop working, stop throwing, go away, no matter what. And I mean, that is what keeps him at the elite level. Like, that is what compensates for the terrible defense. Is it like
Yeah.
you can land bombs on him in the pocket, you can hurt him, he will be right there throwing in volume right back at you.
And that's a great takeaway from this
Yeah.
for Patty. But the reason I picked Patty is because I was thinking he would survive an early storm and then rally late to
Yeah.
when Justin has petered out a little bit, kind of going, balls out, throwing everything he can at Patty, which he did. But Justin's a dog and he can just grit
Ju-
through it and he can fight tired and he's
yeah, I mean,
tough. He can take the shots.
Justin's a dog. He's still super tough. And it also has to be said, like, he's never been a big rallier in that kind of way. Like, he's been a fighter that gets tired himself as fights go on. And he still doesn't have a technical base to lean on. So when he does, like in this fight, he was maybe fresher than Gaethje for like the last couple rounds,
I think he
maybe.
turned a physical corner though.
Yeah, he has. He has gotten in better shape these last couple fights. I mean, I have to say, he looked in phenomenal shape this fight
Yeah.
and the last one. They were both really, really insane performances in terms of his ability to be in a hard fight and to still seeming like he had snap and had uh, power and was still engaged in the fight. It was, I think back because I keep picturing him in like that against a very shot Tony Ferguson, where he nearly died from exhaustion in that fight over 3 rounds. And this is a world removed from that.
Yeah.
So,
And how about Justin winning a fight off of a game plan?
right?
Isn't that crazy? I mean, I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
But he knew, he even said it before the fight. I have to pressure him. If I want to be a champion,
Yeah.
I got to pressure. That's what champions do. And that's exactly what he did. And when he wasn't, that's when he was getting tuned
Oh,
up.
yeah.
But he
Yeah.
he got right back to it, kept the pressure on, used his grappling, the front headlocks. Like, Justin, is that you?
Yeah.
Is that you,
Yeah.
player?
No, I loved the way he did the snap down and the shots on top, even just to rest, like as just a way to like get a little break, get a little cardio back, keep the fight, keep control the pace. Because anytime Patty's standing, he's throwing. Like, you are going to have to work every second of the fight if he's on his feet. So that was a very good way to slow things down and make the fight a little easier on him. One thing, since it's brought up here by Chad, is that Gaethje might have lost 48-47 if they didn't miss the second eye poke. I'm going to contend
His
that was
fist
not
was
an eye poke.
closed.
Yeah,
His
that's not an eye poke.
I
It
mean,
was.
it is, but it's not one that, like, it wasn't in it's
I
not
mean,
like in a foul. It's not a foul.
the thumb wasn't even out. The thumb was
Yeah.
closed right into that. So if you hit somebody where the thumbnail like catches like that, which is what happened, like right there, and the hand is closed, like to me that's a legal strike. You know,
Yeah,
the
it's
doctor
like
is supposed to be clip trimming people's nails, so like you're already have compensated for the idea that a nail can be. I mean, I know a nail still can do its damage, but they're letting you fight with fingernails, so that kind of incidental,
If
like,
the fist is closed, right, and
yeah,
it's a punch, it's no different than kicking someone with your foot and your toe going in the
yeah,
eye.
exactly.
Same,
Like
same.
I think it's not a foul. That was my take too at the time. That it was a good no call. And I think it should have been a 10-8 round for Gaethje, honestly. Like, he nearly had Patty out of there in that second round. So,
Honestly, the fourth round was leaning towards a 10-8 until Patty rallied and got himself back
yeah.
in.
I mean, Patty
He
did
was
well
like,
to stay in every round after that, and he won the third. But I was surprised that nobody gave Gaethje a 10-8 for having Patty that clearly hurt. So
48-47 is a little crazy to me, to be honest.
I could see it. I think I gave it a 48-46 overall. I thought Patty rallied well in the fifth round. That was a close round with a lot of damage going both ways. Gaethje got stumbled a couple times, notably in that round. But I also thought that 49-46 was a totally, or 49-45 was a
Yeah.
totally reasonable round to give Pimblett to, or a
The
score to
most
Pimblett.
correct, in my opinion.
Yeah. So really good, really solid fight. Um, really fun. Very, both guys looked wild and sloppy in the ways that they have in like their worst tendencies, kind of wild and sloppy, but it just was like the perfect clash of that to keep the fight always fun, always engaging, and insanely hard to tell which way things were about to go.
And it's also exactly why Patty needed this before fighting for the actual undisputed
Yes.
belt.
I mean, you cannot walk away from this and think that either of these guys wins against Ilya Topuria or Arman Sarukian. You know, I have to assume both of them. Whatever Gaethje's next title fight is, he's going to lose it. I'm sorry. I like Justin Gaethje, but
I'll even go as far as saying it's going to be his final fight.
yeah, I mean, I would assume so. He's been talking about retiring for as long as he's been in the UFC. Justin Gaethje has had I will be retiring in 3 more fights, in 5 more fights, when this
Oh yeah.
contract is up. It is
I mean,
always,
I talked to him when he was fighting in the World Series of Fighting, and he
yeah,
was like, "I got maybe 6 more. I got to make them count." It's
yeah,
like been in 11 main events.
yeah.
But I
It's
think the
very,
next one, if he gets that undisputed title
yeah,
fight, I think that'll be it for him.
yeah, I think so. So, yeah, this was a lot of fun, and the only question now is, does Topuria actually fight in 2026? Do you think?
I know he's got personal things going on.
Yeah, he's got to rescue his kids from his ex-wife, apparently.
I ain't talking about that. Nope, you on your own. No, but I mean, I hope so. That
Yeah.
if they could do that at the White House, that would be. Mm. And honestly, that'd be like a fitting exit for Justin if he loses. Go out at the White House.
They'll
I
wake
mean,
Trump
he
up
has
and
a
tell him
puncher's
about it.
chance to win that fight.
He does not. He's gonna get absolute. If it's Topuria, he is going to get melted like a snow cone in a blast furnace. I hate to
If
say
it's
it.
not, then it could be the winner of Max and Oliveira.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, hey, I mean, Gaethje Oliveira 1 was a hell of a close fight. Gaethje Holloway was a hell of a lot of fun. I
Mhm.
would still pick either of those guys to beat Gaethje again,
Sure.
but yeah, this was a
Honestly, I
good
think
time.
Patty should fight the winner of that one.
Yeah,
or the loser, actually, winner or loser.
yeah. I mean, certainly, whatever way we can get there, I would like to see Paddy Pimblett fight Charles Oliveira. You know, I don't really care how we make that happen. And
Yeah.
yeah, otherwise, see somebody suggesting the Moicano Ortega winner. Oh, Brian Ortega moving up. I missed that to lightweight. I think Paddy's too big a deal for the UFC right now. Any next fight he has, it's going to be somebody like Charles Oliveira, or I could see them doing like Dan Hooker or the winner of Hooker, Benoit Saint-Denis. You know,
I can't see Patty taking a step back though.
no, it couldn't be a significant step back. It would have to be.
It's got to be one of the elites.
Yeah. So I think probably the loser of Oliveira Holloway is most likely, since the winner of that fight will be campaigning hard to get into the title conversation.
Yeah. Poor Arman.
Mm-hmm.
This should have been his fight.
It really should have. All right. That brings us to the co-main event. Sean
Wait
O'Malley.
a minute. Before we move on, we just have to mention booing Justin Gaethje is an abomination, and shame on all of those fans for doing so.
It was somebody in I have my live chat over on Substack for the cards, and one of the people there for the live chat was also live at the event. That it was a very Sean O'Malley, Paddy Pimblett crowd.
Well, Paddy spent $140,000 in tickets for people from Liverpool.
Did he?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I know. Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine from the UFC's perspective? It's like, all right, we got this fighter and he's going to pay for tickets to his own fight. That's insane.
Yeah. You're comping an arena, man. What are you doing? But hey, it's his money. If he's got it to spend and he wants to spend it on getting other people tickets to his fights, then good on him. But yeah, so co-main event, Sean O'Malley, Song Yadong, and kind of a weird, frustrating fight. Like, I think really mostly it was this Sean O'Malley's first 3-round? Yeah, this is his first 3-round fight in 3 years since fighting Piotr Jan in
I like this fight though.
2022.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it. It was just you could tell Sean O'Malley really, his body felt like thought it had 5 rounds to work with. You know, he was getting.
I'm not so
going
sure if
at
that's
the
what
end
it
of round
was.
3.
I think it took him a moment to take over the fight because 2 things won him this fight. The first being, what I think is the body work he was doing was slowing Song down just enough that he would be just losing a small step in the third. And number 2, which is the biggest, is at the end of the second round, O'Malley checked a kick really hard, like gorgeous check. And from then on, no more leg kicks from Song in that third round.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
Getting the leg kicks out of the way. That first was so close that it could have gone either way. There's a real reasonable argument here that Song could have won, but it's the kind of fight too where over 3 rounds, if one fighter has the really definitive round of the fight, and that's Sean O'Malley, you have to assume law of averages, they're gonna get a close round on at least 2 judges. Like it's just more likely. Like if judges are gonna be split on other rounds or whatever, then and one fighter very clearly gets one, they're probably getting the fight.
Yeah, that first round could have gone either way for sure. I gave it to Sean.
I thought Sean very narrowly squeaked it out, but if somebody had a lot of people in my live chat, and if somebody, a judge had scored it for Song, I would have been like, yeah, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
The tepid round. You got both guys were kind of feeling out the fight. Big thing for Song, though, just has to be that, I'm seeing somebody mention here, OS Ghost, both guys do not live up to their talents. Sean because of tempo, and Song has never learned to really utilize his immense physical gifts. I mean, I have to say, I think it's more a problem for Song at this point that he has yet to really ever find elite footwork in MMA. He's an elite physical fighter with great form who just does not cut the cage well. And elite talents have been able to make him chase them around and just kind of get plinked and dinked and dunked for round after round. And it continues to be a huge problem for Song. I don't know.
Everyone that has superb footwork has beat him.
Yep. It's the one thing holding him back at this point is, he's unquestionably a contender level athlete, but his game is not at that level. So,
and honestly, credit to him for maybe he knows this, because he was going to town on those legs, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't have better footwork, you better attack the legs and diminish theirs. So I thought he fought a great fight, and I honestly think if he didn't get the last leg kick he threw of that second round checked as hard as O'Malley checked it, this fight might have went to Song.
Yeah, maybe he wouldn't have been so outgunned in the third. But I also think that O'Malley just finally realized that he can't be a low output sniper as well, and he's got to get back to, I think his ideal for him in his head is to be elusive and land that one kill shot. But at that level, you really do have to throw more volume. And the moment he started putting the strikes out there, he started really busting Song up. So solid enough performance, keeps him in the conversation for the title shot. I mean, I think he's much more likely to get a title shot than Umar. So
no, stop it, Zane. Stop it. Stop it right now. He needs to fight Corey Sandhagen.
Look, okay? I want to see Sean O'Malley in other fights, but the Petr Yan fight rematch is the most interesting thing the UFC has in front of them outside of a third.
It's not the most interesting for me.
I know.
Al Zahabi, give him his fucking title shot.
That I already said, like, that was a Sean O'Malley and Paddy Pimblett crowd,
This was perfect. This is perfect for Zahabi.
There you go.
Absolutely perfect. This is like a perfect storm. This is a lackluster performance from O'Malley, lackluster from Umar. This puts Zahabi right there. Let Song fight Merab. Right.
Apparently, Jan has said that they're running back the Merab fight. So
damn it.
Yeah. So that means O'Malley's going to be sitting on the sidelines waiting, and Umar is going to be sitting on the sidelines waiting, and everybody else will be trying to look for fights that get them to the position where they too can sit on the sidelines and wait for Merab and Petr Yan to fight again, probably sometime like this summer. Because there's no way Sean O'Malley.
We'll get Sandhagen O'Malley then, hopefully.
Hopefully, I would love it if Corey Sandhagen and Sean O'Malley took the time to be active and face off. But if you're Sean O'Malley after winning this, you've got to just be thinking, just sit and wait. Because if Yan wins the rematch against Merab, then O'Malley is a slam dunk for the next title shot.
Yeah. It's a hobby.
Otherwise, we get somebody asking, do you think Song should move to another gym? I mean, I don't know that he's going to progress a lot more at Team Alpha Male, but I also don't know if another camp is going to be able to reformat his game all that well either. You know, like it's pretty hard when a fighter's that far in their career to make big technique upgrades or technique changes. Like maybe
But he
a
doesn't
camp.
need that many changes.
No, so maybe a camp like ATT could really just iron things out for him a little, or City Kickboxing. But I kind of, you know, I'm always one to trumpet Henry Hooft, but that would be a terrible idea. Don't do that song. Hooft
Maybe like
loves,
the MMA lab or something.
yeah, just a coach, just a different change of ideology coach, somebody who can just do some work with them that's not too intrusive, because Hooft is more of a let's break you down and reformat your game from the ground up coach. And at this point, I think that would be a terrible idea. All right. And I see the Trevor Whitman mentioned, but Trevor he only trains like 3 people at a time. Like,
Not even anymore.
yeah, he trains
He doesn't.
KG and like maybe one other person. He doesn't even train Rose anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't want that drama. He doesn't want
No.
the headache.
All right, that brings us to a heavyweight bout. Waldo Cortez Acosta, Derek Lewis, and I mean, unless I hear that Derek Lewis tore his hamstring, which is kind of what I think may have happened, maybe I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that might have happened. Otherwise, he looks a lot like he just gave up in the middle of this fight, right? I mean,
someone said it was Waldo versus Bob Sapp. That did look very Bob Sappish, modern day. Bob Sapp, for sure.
He was getting picked apart, chewed up, slowly outpointed, and he threw a couple of huge winging shots and got popped by a little jab, basically. And it just looked like he just sat down and said, fuck it. That's it.
Definitely looked like he just quit and was like, this fight sucks. This is not worth it. I'm out. Give me my check. But maybe he was injured.
Yeah, I'm willing to give, because he did kind of grab his right leg as he went down in the hamstring area, and the way he throws his shots, like how awkward his stance is, I would never be shocked if Derek Lewis tore something in his legs. Like, he looks like a walking knee injury waiting to happen at all times.
Yeah. And yeah, the way he had to lunge into everything to try and connect.
Yeah.
Very, very possible. A lot of mileage on him, you know?
Yeah. Could happen. All I'm saying is, if nothing comes out to that effect, then he 100% just goes like, God, this sucks, and I'm tired of it. I'm done. Which, at some point, like, I mean, how many times does a fighter get to do that before you as a promoter should be like not putting them on cards?
Yeah, but Derek Lewis is too much fun.
I know, but definitely not a fighter that the UFC should be trusting with a main event anytime soon. At that point,
no, definitely not.
No. For Cortez Acosta, though, hey, you know what? I love that he called out Lewis Blades, because that's
Curtis Blades.
Or Curtis Blades, rather. Lewis. I don't know where I'm going.
No, get that the fuck out of here. Let him fight Pavlovich.
I mean, he just fought Pavlovich and lost to him last year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it was not close.
That at all.
Yeah. It was just a Sergey Pavlovich going out there and very quietly and patiently outpointing Waldo Cortez Acosta. Don't
remember that at all.
Nope. So if
All
he's
right.
calling out Curtis Blades, then fine. That's fine for me.
Mm.
Look, I have never had fun with the Waldo Cortez Acosta fight, or rarely had fun with the Waldo Cortez
Yeah,
Acosta
he's
fight.
growing on me.
And so I do not feel like he's wasted at all fighting Curtis Blades. Like if that sucks, it was gonna suck no matter what. I mean, what am I gonna argue for? Waldo Volkov?
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah, Waldo's growing on me. He's starting to get some finishes.
Yeah, he got a couple, but when people really press him and get wild, he'll go crazy too. But if they don't, he just kind of sits back. And the whole thing is that he's just a heavyweight who's huge and durable and doesn't fuck up a lot, and that's enough to get you past 90% of this division.
Yeah, he's pretty quick also.
Yeah. Yeah, and for Lewis, I mean, guys, is there anybody even that Lewis hasn't fought already? Also, looking at the heavyweight rankings just now, and literally everybody outside the top 5 is coming off a loss right now, except Walter Walker.
What about Ante Delia?
Sure, yeah, he could fight Ante Delia. That'd be, although looks like no, he's booked against Sergey Spivak already. Delia is, yeah. So Shamil Gaziev,
Sure.
yeah, sure,
It might end in a fun way.
yeah. It's either that or Mick Parkin. Yeah. So, yeah. Otherwise, jumping down to women's flyweight bout: Natalia Silva, Rose Namajunas, and maybe Rose got robbed. Maybe. Do I care? No, not at all.
I think Rose definitely won that fight 2-1.
So did I. That's how I scored it.
Is it a robbery?
No.
Kind of. Kind
I
of.
mean, it's. I thought that the first round was my scoring live was that I gave Rose the first round on vibes. So at that point, am I going to be like she got robbed? No. She won. I thought she won the first round, but like there's no meaningful metric by which she won the first round. It just felt like she was kind of winning it. It
Yeah, I
felt like
thought she
her
did
shots
better
were a little
work.
better. Yeah,
Better
basically.
percentage, landed a better, higher percentage, cleaner round for her. I thought she was doing great making Silva come to her. Like,
Yeah, she did. She did a really good job just by hanging back. You could tell Natalia Silva hates coming forward, hates having to be the one that pressures. She would much rather you come to her. But as you know, Silva really, once she just committed herself to the idea that she should actually throw and be first and commit to offense, man, she really started piecing Rose up late in that fight.
I think the truth of the matter is we needed 5 rounds to determine a winner
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
but I don't want to see 5 rounds of this.
No.
So,
That's why I say is like I'm not gonna campaign. I scored it for Rose. I am not gonna campaign on her behalf. That is, you know,
yeah, it's not like a horrible robbery. This
no.
is like petty larceny, I would
Yeah.
say.
And she's just lost all the spark in her game. So it's really hard to feel really bad about like, oh, well, Rose Namajunas fight where she didn't. It's like, yeah, but her whole goal is to like go out and feint and like pick the prettier 5 shots per fight per round to land. Like there's no venom, there's no intent, there's no real, it's just not.
Yeah, no, I'm
It's
with
not
you on
fun.
that. I'm
So
not gonna lose sleep over it.
no. It does feel, though, coming off of that if Natalia Silva is the next title challenger, which seems very likely for Valentina Shevchenko that we might be watching 5 rounds of Valentina Shevchenko in crucifix on top. Because if Silva is nervous about throwing when she has to be on the front foot, Val will make her come forward all the time and then just trap her and take her down. That is not, she's got to be willing to be a much higher output fighter to win at a high level like that, to win the title. I don't know.
I mean, there's not really much else out there for Valentina.
No,
honestly.
she is the title challenger. That's really it. So
Rose can fight Macy Barber.
Sure, yeah. Or Barber wouldn't be a bad idea. She was booked. She was supposed to fight Grasso. Grasso is fighting. Oh, Grasso and Barber are fighting right now. So, she can fight Manon Fiorot.
Yeah, they already fought though, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they did. You're right. Damn it. So I guess you could fight the Barber Grasso loser.
When is that fight?
That fight is UFC Fight Night 271 in Seattle in March. So that's still a ways away. End of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Probably the loser of of Grasso Barber. That would make the most sense. All right. That brings us to a featherweight bout. John Silva, Arnold Allen. This was an awesome fight.
Fantastic. I almost forgot about it after how great the main event was.
Right? But John Silva skateboarding on Arnold Allen.
Oh, it's surfboarding.
The surfboarding?
I've seen it one other time, and it was in a jiu-jitsu match. But, like, you do that. That's a round winner right there.
Yeah, that's a 10-8 to me automatically.
You picked Allen here, didn't you?
I did not. Are you kidding?
Oh.
No.
Good for you, Zane.
John Silva is I am a John Silva fan all the way. He's one of the few truly thrilling fighters in MMA right now. Just an electric talent. I still think the true successor in every way to Anderson Silva as a technique style as just a vibe style of fighter, in like an insane sense of timing and rhythm and creativity and the ability. I mean, like, Arnold Allen is a cleaner, more technical, more put together fighter than John Silva. And Silva just has, and like Silva, I don't even think he started any kind of combat sports until he was in his like early 20s. Like he said, his wife like convinced him to get into Muay Thai, so he had to already be married at that point. And like, that is just natural talent off the chain, like in the stratosphere. That's Mark Hunt levels of natural talent, where some dude saw him bouncing people outside a bar in his 20s, was like, hey, you should be a fighter, and he won the kickboxing world Grand Prix like 3 years later. You know?
Yeah, no, he's a gift. He's gifted, talented. You know, he's got the special sauce.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised you didn't pick Allen. I figured you would pick the technique. And then
I love Allen, but he's not a finisher. He does not hurt people at this level. He bossed Dan Hooker for, one fight at the elite, but he's a very safe decision fighter. And the thing with Arnold Allen is, especially true earlier in his career, but always true throughout, is that he always lets people back into the fight. He never really clearly takes over and commands a fight start to finish. And John Silva is too goddamn dangerous. If you're going to let him be out there in front of you figuring things out, like I was watching, Arnold Allen looked like he was doing great early, and he's out there, he's being technical, he's fighting long and rangy, and he's staying safe and all that. And it's just like, the booth is like, oh, this is so smart. Don't get in a brawl with John Silva, all this. It's like, yeah, but the thing with John Silva is that he makes mistakes all the time. So if you're taking your foot off the gas, if you're fighting him slow and careful, he can always compensate for his mistakes. He has such an insane natural feel for fighting that he can always just be like, oh shit, I spun and that was a mistake, but I can just jump back out of the way and I'm now in good position again. You're not really pressing me. It's fine. Whereas what we saw in the Diego Lopez fight, if you do go out and brawl with John Silva, you can cascade his mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You can make him make mistakes and not have time to compensate and make another mistake and another mistake and another mistake until he self-destructs. So for me, seeing Allen out there and like being cautious and being careful, it's like you're just going to let John Silva find a rhythm. You are going to let this man get his tempo, get his timing. And when he does that, John Silva can break just about anybody.
Yeah, it's beautiful too, because Allen really did engage in the brawl in the second round, you know, and credit to Zahabi for being like, you need to tone it down, stay within yourself, because he came out for the third disciplined. Like, he was looking sharp, not looking to brawl, but it's like you can't help it.
No.
The way Silva fights.
Well, and the thing is that when Allen was brawling, he was catching Silva. He would get big moments where like he could crack Silva and hurt him, but Silva is just, he's such an X factor, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's got insane sense of distance control and like the little creative things he does. I love so much where like, he's throwing like a hook and then he does like a little kick trip off a hook.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, that's what I say is like, he's the Anderson Silva successor. Cause that is the kind of stuff that Anderson Silva would do. That's the kind of creative flow that Silva
He's crafty and powerful.
Yeah.
That's a deadly combo.
And it is, yeah. So I'm always picking John Silva. Like, I am a ride or die John Silva fan. That's
okay, because I know you were talking a little trash about losing to Lopez.
I think I talk trash about the fighting nerds for all their losses because they don't game plan. It's a nerd camp that doesn't game plan. Like all good nerds, they just go in guns blazing and they shoot first and ask questions later. What's nerdier than that? But John Silva is the ultimate. Like, if a camp is gonna just go out and vibe the way they do, he is the perfect fighter to embody that and to just go out and vibe his way through a fight.
No, this was fantastic though.
Yeah, it was great. And then did he have a call out afterward? I forget.
I don't think so. I don't recall one.
Yeah.
LaRon Murphy?
I don't know. I mean, I would be happy to see. He's one of the few fighters that I would be happy to see him fight. I'm in the wrong place. I would even be happy to see him fight freaking Evloev,
Ugh.
Like,
disgusting, Zane.
I mean, he beat Allen way worse than Evloev did.
Disgusting. Of like all the fights we could make, that's where you go.
No, yeah. Crazy. I mean, the one to really make is him against Yair. Clearly.
That would be interesting.
That's the real fight to make. Him against Yair. Yeah, anything else I think is just a mistake. So yeah, great fight from Silva. For Allen, I feel bad for him because he is so clean and solid and technical, but this is featherweight, and At the very highest levels of featherweight, you have to have something more than that. You have to have an X factor. And Allen just does not have
Oh, dude.
something that'll get him over the hump.
Dude.
What?
John Silva versus Steve Garcia.
Yeah,
Book
you
it.
could do that too.
Book it.
I would also love, Steve Garcia, Rodriguez, either of those fights. Would love them both. For Allen, maybe you do Yusuf Zalal or honestly Patricio. Do Pitbull.
Sure.
That's a right kind of fight. All right, that brings us to a catchweight bout, bantamweight fight, effectively. Umar Nurmagomedov, Davison Figueiredo. And this was fine. This was just a nightmare matchup from Figgy from the beginning. It's the kind of fight where I get why the UFC booked it. It makes sense on paper, but as the fight booker, you should also be looking beyond that and be like, wait, this is a stupid fight. We don't need this.
It is a stupid fight. And honestly, if I were Figgy, I would miss weight too.
Yeah.
I didn't care for this fight at all.
Yeah. No,
Figueiredo was just doing self-defense out there the whole time. He didn't land a single strike in the first round, I think.
Let me see. Statistically, he landed 8 significant strikes in the whole fight. He got 0 in the first round. 1 non-significant strike. No significant strikes.
I gave Nurm a 10-8 for the first round. You don't land a single significant strike. Damage is the number one scoring criteria. How do you get more dominant?
You did nothing. Yeah.
In 5 minutes, you couldn't land 1 sig strike.
Didn't even land a significant strike in the third round either. So 2 out of 3 rounds of this fight, Figueiredo landed nothing of consequence.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. It was a hideous matchup, and fine win for Figgy, or for Umar rather, but all things considered, I would have much rather seen O'Malley versus Nurmagomedov and Song versus Figueiredo.
Sure. O'Malley needed a win, though.
He did. It's true. And yeah, this won't get Umar any closer to a title shot rematch. So he's going to be floating out there in Evloev, Tsarukian territory for the next year or two.
Yeah. Oh, your boy Dom Cruz got into the Hall of Fame.
He did.
I know how much you love the Hall of Fame.
I do. It's now the proud home of Donald Cerrone and Dominic Cruz. So rarefied air.
They both belong there.
For the UFC version, yes. Donald Cerrone. I mean, Dominic Cruz. Look, I think in a really good. I'll just throw this out there because it's the most talking head Stephen A. Smith bullshit take I have for this card. So we might as well. We're here talking. I might as well throw it out there. In a really, really good Hall of Fame, Dominic Cruz should be a borderline case. Like, he should get in, but it should be like a second or third ballot Hall of Famer. The biggest legacy Dominic Cruz has is that all of the best years of his career were spent recovering from injury. Like, he's the greatest bantamweight champion that wasn't bantamweight champion for all that long, you know? Like, it's a fighter. It's a great fighter that had, like, you know, his own, whose career was maligned. He's a bit like, it's like Cain Velasquez, where Cain Velasquez would be a borderline case. Like, these fighters, when they were at their pinnacle, was great. They were great, but the pinnacle was not that incredible, you know?
I don't know. I guess I also think of like his WEC days, and I kind of lump that in there.
And you know, I got nothing against Dom Cruz as a fighter. So I'm not going to say, like, I would still put him in. I just would say, like, he's more of like what I think of the cutoff for a real Hall of Fame. But if Donald Cerrone's in, then everybody's in. So, at that point, it's just a longevity thing. Did you fight for the UFC for X number of years? Then you get a jacket coming to you. Michael Johnson can be in the Hall of Fame.
I think Jim Miller should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, absolutely. If Donald Cerrone is in, Jim Miller has to be in. That's, so it's fine. I got nothing wrong. I'm not going to badmouth Dom on his Hall of Fame speech day.
He gets a pass today. Yeah. Even though he kind of did, but he gets a pass.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to a middleweight bout. Ateba Gaethje, Andre Pulaev. And this was the exact right step up that Gaethje needed, clearly, from the guys he was beating. Because he won, but he didn't look good doing it. Like, he clearly, this is exactly what you need when you have a prospecting, like they need to get rounds in cage time. This is what that looks like, This is a fight where your coaches should treat it like you should be happy you won, and your coaches should treat you like you lost and be like,
sure.
Hey, here's the footage of your fight. You fucked all this stuff up. We need to work on it,
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to learn. You can't just plow through everybody.
Yeah.
You got to be ready if that doesn't work.
Yeah, he's got to be ready for circle out. That was the big confusion. This fight was a southpaw circling to his right gave Gaethje the absolute fits all night, where every time he would try to step in, then Pulaev would circle out and Gaethje would just be left swinging it air. It's like, you've got to be taking side steps. You know what way he's circling every time. You can beat him to that step. And then if he's stepping to your right, that's great for you. That's right into your wheelhouse. And every time he steps there, you're hitting him and hurting him.
Pulaev's probably treating this like a win.
Yeah, exactly. He seemed so happy to be done with that fight. When it was done, he was just like, oh, yes.
Yeah. Still breathing, still conscious.
Yep. So I wouldn't like this. To me, doesn't dampen Gaethje's ceiling at all. He's still only 23. He still hits like a truck. He's still really patient. Like Rogan kept going on in this fight, like, oh, Gaethje, he's slowing down. He's like, he looks like he's getting tired. How big he is, how much weight he cuts, and all that. It's like, no. The problem isn't that he's slowing down. The problem is that he can't get close enough to this guy to punch him. He's only landing one punch per minute because his footwork is shit. He can't get close enough to throw anything. And you could see the moment he would trap Pulaev or hit him and hurt him with something, he was just unloading like a huge barrage of offense every single time. It's just the footwork isn't there. So.
And it's also like a good honesty test.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this guy isn't about to storm up the division.
No.
He needs work,
Yeah. He's a prospect, and he's a great physical skill set. He's got great mindset for the game, really patient, really good about picking his spots, really good about not overextending himself. And, he had a fight here where he could have easily run himself into the ground and actually gassed out and got a loss that he didn't need to. And he didn't. He rode it to a clear win. So, the instincts are there. The physicality is there. The technique, it just needs a lot of work, So
I'm still hyped on him.
Yeah, they just need to throw him a couple more fights right at this same level. This was clearly the right step up. Oh, wow. We're getting breaking news that Arman Tsarukyan is apparently fighting on the White House card. That seems like a mistake.
Why is that a mistake?
They're putting the What is he fighting Topuria on the White House card?
He can't.
No.
That's
So
impossible. Justin Gaethje is the
yeah, so they're gonna have Justin
champ.
Gaethje get stomped by Arman Tsarukyan at the White House. I don't know.
I don't
Just
know about
seems
stomped.
no, he's gonna get stomped.
Mm,
It's gonna be
I don't know. Maybe.
the way Gaethje looked tonight. If Arman presses him that hard, I am not giving Gaethje any shot of winning that.
Well, I'm not saying he's going to win, but I don't know about just stomped. It could be boring.
Okay. I can see. I guess I could see boring maybe, but I would be much more likely to think that Tsarukyan will probably find a way to submit him.
Yeah, probably.
Because, I mean, yeah, I guess he's had a few decisions in his career, but Tsarukyan's he's got no shortage of finishes too, even at a high level. All right. That brings us to, I guess what's next for Gaethje. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, it should be relatively bottom of the division.
Maybe somebody that just poses a different kind of threat.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Let's see. There's somebody like do like Torres Finney. That'd be pretty much right in the same wheelhouse kind of matchup. Or yeah, somebody along those lines.
It doesn't really matter as long as
Yeah.
it's par for the course.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to Nikita Krylov, Modestas Bukauskas, and I thought Bukauskas had been looking pretty decent lately, and
honestly, he was looking good at the start of the fight until the takedown happened, and since after the takedown, everything went to shit.
Yeah, this really felt like a reversion for Bukauskas, where he went right back to being the slowest paced, one shot at a time fighter possible. And hey, at that point, it was a good return to form for Nikita Krylov, for Nikki Thrills out there, getting to just press after somebody relentlessly and not seem half as jittery as he was in his last two fights. So
yeah, no, he fought well for himself, I think. Still a clunky fight that I didn't really care for.
Got a very clunky fight. The only reason we got the knockout at the end is that Bukauskas finally said, okay, fine, I'll sit down and trade hands with you. And apparently
And
that
hey,
was a huge
respect,
mistake.
at least he went out swinging.
Yeah. But ultimately, I'm just kind of, surprised Bukauskas looked that bad, surprised that Krylov looked that good, but it doesn't really feel like it means anything for either of them long term, as both guys seem just middle of the road middleweights at this point, or
Krylov's ranked number 13, isn't he?
Yeah, I know, but anything outside the top 10 at light heavyweight might as well be unranked in any other division. It's like being ranked at heavyweight, Mick Parkin is the 13th ranked heavyweight. Does that mean Mick Parkin is like on his way to a title contention?
Is he even still in the UFC?
Apparently he's only had the one loss to Marcin Tybura, but yeah, no. So I guess you do what?
Filet mignon.
Oh yeah. Krylov Mignon, that's a great fight. I'd watch that. Makes sense. All right. That brings us to a flyweight bout, catchweight. Alex Perez, Charles Johnson, and man, I was comparing. This will sound a little blasphemous, maybe, but I was comparing Perez in the Vivi this week to Aaron Pico as a fighter that when he's on and clicking, seems like he's really put together and really violent and really solid. And that same thing means that he gets absolutely detonated every time he loses, which is also what happens to Aaron Pico every time he loses. And this felt like the good kind of Aaron Pico Alex Perez fight on that note. He showed up in exactly that form. You know?
Yeah, no, he looked on point. It was like a return to form for him because honestly, this is his second win in 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, my feeling going in was that he's just too snake bit for me to pick him against any reasonable fighter at the in flyweight. Like, he gets hurt too easily, he gets not finished too easily, and Charles Johnson's ultra durable and has been looking better lately than ever. But Perez just went out and stomped him.
And he's still having weight cut issues.
Yeah. So.
And I feel like Johnson's a slow starter also.
Johnson's always a slow starter. That will never change and was a huge problem here tonight. So, but still, great showing for Perez to get a win
Who's
here.
Number 11 in the division, winning 2 fights in 6 years.
Yeah, potentially saving his UFC career in the process.
Maybe he missed weight though, so they might be like,
true. Who knows? If they don't cut him, then he should fight Steve Erceg.
Sure. Could be fun.
All right. Yeah. That brings us finally to heavyweight bout, Josh Hockett, Denzel Freeman, and
well, there's one more before this. Yeah, or after this.
After it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hockett, Freeman, and Hockett looked good. He cut a really stupid promo after. But
he won by middle finger. He flipped the bird and got a TKO.
I will say, I thought if somebody was going to get tired in this fight, it would probably be Hockett. Freeman has been a regular decision fighter at heavyweight, and Hockett is a first round finisher only. But I mean, Hockett broke Freeman purely on pace. Like, he just, after about 3 minutes this fight, Freeman was too tired to stand. The fact that it went all the way to the 459 is really just a ref being merciless.
It was such a weird ending too, like just bizarre. Everything was wrong for me in this fight, and like this was the one where the audio was ahead of the video, so I knew what was about to happen before I saw it, which I hated. But a middle finger TKO is like, I don't think it gets better than that. It's like knockout of the year.
Considering it's the first day of the year, yes, knockout of the year.
That's like, oh man, do you remember when Shane Campbell stopped someone and hit him with the Hadouken? And like after he hit him with the Hadouken, the dude quit. Like the fight was stopped. This is on that level.
Yeah. Or when Michael Venom Page crushed Cyborg's skull and then threw the Pokeball at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Hockett though, his post-fight speech, he like wrote a sonnet, like a Chael Sonnen sonnet. It was just like, I wonder how long it took him to come up with that.
I don't know. Too long. However long it was too much time. Just put all your energy into fighting and put none of it into edgelord post-fight speeches where you have to say the N-word out loud because you're not willing to be edgy enough to just say the N-word, but you still want to be edgy enough to make people think about you saying the N-word. Like, just the lamest fucking thing.
But hey, Chael Sonnen made a career out of it, not saying the N-word.
No, well, different times he might have, but
sure, I'm sure
those were kinder, gentler days for the UFC.
Yeah, but I will say he is doing what he needs to do to make waves.
Oh yeah, no question. We're gonna be hearing about him all the time for the next few years, I'm sure. All right, that brings us finally to the opener, prelim opener, and a great showing for Ty Miller. Fugit, even as a pretty bottom of the barrel UFC welterweight, was still a big step up for Miller in his career, and coming off of a not all that exciting contender series showing for Miller, I was really looking to see if he could do something bigger, and he whipped Fugit's ass. So
Yeah, no, he did. Um, Clean boxing. That
yep,
right hand is money. Fugit did well going to the body, but
yeah,
just could not get out of the way of that right hand.
no,
He
really
did land that
pretty.
sweet ass spinning back elbow though.
Yeah, he had a moment. He had a couple moments. It was a good prospect test for Miller, and he was able to befuddle Cormier by jabbing a southpaw as a right-handed fighter.
And he
Which
also befuddled Bruce Buffer because he announced the
yes,
wrong guys to
yes,
start the first card on Paramount. The first fight on Paramount
yep.
was like a total debacle on the intro.
All right. On that note, what do you got? What do you got for a score for the first Paramount card of the thing?
Man, the main event was such a banger, but the production issues really irked me. Not so much the Bruce Buffer thing, but
But
that's the second fight with Hockett and the spoiler the whole time.
and the audio overall and the pacing being way slower for a main card than a normal pay-per-view pacing.
Commercials on a numbered event main card sucks.
Yeah,
And I didn't care for a lot of these fights, honestly.
yeah. A lot of
Um,
them were pretty lame.
I guess a 3.2.
Yeah, I'll give it about the same. Part of me really wants to be generous because Gaethje Pimblett was great, but it really
And
was a
Silva Allen was great.
and Silva Allen was great. Two really great fights. And the main event really only has to be great to save a card, but it feels after all this bullshit for years from Dana White being like boxing pacing sucks and we're not that's UFC is you get fights constantly and we don't do boxing. We're going to fix boxing. We're going to fix the pacing in boxing and all this bullshit. And now MMA pacing is turning into boxing pacing. And I think it's really clear that that's going to be the future on Paramount because they're not making people pay a pay-per-view price, so they're going to make that up by packing shows with ads. That's just clearly what's going to happen. They had that whole really super lame little Scream 7 stinger in there where like the guy in the Scream mask is following Waldo Cortez Acosta out of the octagon, and it was so lame that John Anik actually had to point it out so people would know what's going on.
I missed it, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. It's just really lame shit.
Oh, who won the bonuses?
Oh, bonuses.
They're getting a little more change nowadays.
Yeah, they actually did double up finally. Gaethje and Pimblett won fight of the night. Hockett and Miller won performances of the night. So,
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense. That Waldo Cortez Acosta Derek Lewis fight finish was sketchy as hell, and Krylov Bukauskas was not fun. And I think Perez would have gotten one, except that he
Missed weight.
missed weight. So I would have liked to see bonuses for John Silva and Arnold Allen, but they really put on the best fight out there.
So,
Like give Miller and Hockett finish bonuses and
well,
give
everybody gets a finish bonus, right?
yeah, but Perez doesn't, but Krylov does.
So, with the finish bonus, if you miss weight, you don't get the finish bonus?
Yeah.
Okay.
No bonuses if you miss weight. So, which, whatever.
Oh, man, we didn't even talk about, like, the guy fainting on the scale as
Oh, yeah,
Bisping was like,
Smotherman.
"Oh, I have no sympathy for you if you're cutting weight." And the dude
Yeah.
faints and like smacks his face. And we didn't even talk about the Michael Johnson fight with Alexander Hernandez, and
Getting
that
pulled for
had some wonky
sketchy.
betting going on.
Yeah, rumors being that Hernandez was apparently planning to fight injured, and the UFC was shopping around for a replacement. And I think word might have leaked and changed betting lines that way. But whatever it is, it was sketchy enough that it seems like the UFC, like, they pulled it and they didn't give a reason. Usually, if it were just an injury for Hernandez, they would pull the fight. Oh, well, one of the fighters, Hernandez suffered an injury. We're canceling the fight. Yada yada yada. But for them to just pull it and not give a reason at all makes it seem much more like the betting movement started to scare them off that the fight was fixed. So, yeah, they have created a ripe environment for fixed fights by keeping salaries low and making it very clear to fighters that they either take fights and show up or they get shelved for huge amounts of time. And like, you either show up and play and make the card happen, or we don't want you. Like, that is ripe environment for, okay, I will make it to this fight in whatever condition possible, but somebody's also going to place a large bet on me to lose in round 2.
Eric Lewis.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I don't think that
it's a waste of peptides. I'll tell you that.
right.
All right. On that note, we're going to wrap it up. You can find me on Twitter at Zane Simon. You can find Eddie on Twitter at Eddie Mercado. You can find me on Substack and Blue Sky at Zane Simon. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Hey.